Hi, my name's Tony Dovale, founder of Life Masters and author of Swift Success. And today I'd like to share some information with you about my Lifeshift system. You know, the real challenge that I see today is that on the internet we have tons and tons, and even through your little cell phone, we've got millions of possibilities. And the real challenge that I see with all of my students and the people that I coach is they're overwhelmed with the volume of information. They're not sure what works and what doesn't work, what's going to take them down the right track or the wrong track. And so today I'd like to share with you some of my wisdom, some of my insights, some of my thoughts that I've managed to gain over sort of 35, 38, or almost 40 years of self-development, self-mastery, personal transformation work that I've done. A large part of my Life Masters work has been involved in deep personal transformation, the kind of stuff that probably 5% of the world gets involved in. But you know what I've discovered is most of the successful people that I have met have gone through some kind of clearing, of process that gives them the ability to get to a point of incredible self-mastery, but that's based on potent self-development. And a lot of them achieved this without the internet. And so what I discovered from them with all of my research is there were certain specific things that they did that transformed their thinking, their feeling, and their actions, and how they were able to go forward and achieve success. And based on this research and development that I've been doing for over 30 years, I have two models. One is a model for self-development called Formula One, which is my success insurance. Many people, and probably you watching this right now, we spend vast amount of money on insurance. Then we have home insurance, car insurance, health insurance. So think about this. Take whatever your monthly payment is on your insurance. So whatever number you have, mine's maybe 5,000 or 6,000. Let's take 6,000. Now double that number. So I'm now at 12,000. Add two more zeros onto the 12,000. I get to 1.2 million. So take your number, whatever your monthly insurance is, double the amount and add two zeros. Big number. That's how much you are going to spend on insurance. So my question to you is, what do you have at the end of 10 years of this insurance? For me, 1.2 million, what am I going to have in my hand? What kind of insurance am I going to get? So what do you have? And here's my problem with insurance. Whilst it's important and vital, I'm not saying don't do insurance. But I'm saying, insuring is like playing not to lose. It's like having goals and you don't leave the goals just so that you don't lose. And that's what insurance is. But what about ensuring success? How much are you investing in you for ensuring your success, your greatness, a brighter, bigger, better future? Are you investing as much? Because when you're playing not to lose, that 1.2 million for me, at the end of 10 years, if nothing's happened, that's gone. But if I take my 1.2 million and I invest it in me, because I get at least 100 to 200 times return on me, any investment in me, that 1.2 million could be 10 or 12 million or 15 million. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let me get back to my system. For the personal development system, it's called Formula One Success Insurance. I'm saying you need to insure your stuff that you have, but you also need to ensure your future, ensure your success, ensure that you achieve an incredible quality of life. And so this whole story of quality of life comes down to two aspects and two perspectives. And I'd like to just share a story that will give you the kind of idea. When I was 20, I used to work for an exotic car company called Executive Cars. That's right. At 20 years old, I was driving Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royces, DeLoreans, Panteras, De Tomaso Panteras, V8, fat, huge, big tires, monster vehicles. But the people used to come in, and they could afford, many of the people could afford to pay cash for a vehicle like that. But in those days, a really nice car was about 100,000 Rand or $10,000, or not even, about $8,500. Those same vehicles today are probably in the vicinity of about, in Rand terms, $1 million, $1.5 million, maybe even $2 million. But here's what I noticed. people that came in that had lots of cash, lots of money, when they got the car, they were excited. So imagine, I'm sure you imagine that you get your dream vehicle. I'd be excited. But here's the question, is what need is it filling for you? Because how long will that excitement last? You see, the money that we're chasing when we're saying we want $1 million or whatever money we want, the money is a means goal. It's a means to an end goal. So do you want pieces of paper with printing on it? Or do you want what it can get you? And most of the thing it's going to get you is a feeling. A powerful, potent feeling of self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, recognition, validation, significance, love, peace, joy, happiness. So it's not actually that you want the car or the money, which is the means goals. You want the ends goals, which at the end of the day, when you distill it down at the end, it's a feeling. So my question to you is, how do you short circuit spending the $1 million on the car to go directly to the feeling? Wouldn't you like to save $1 million? Wouldn't you like to have your ends goals immediately rather than having to go through the means goals? Well, you see, I used to work at executive cars, and I drove those cars daily. And whilst when I arrived, I was excited and exuberant about driving a Porsche or Ferrari or whatever. Within 5 to 6 months, it was just another car. But you know what? I still didn't learn. Because I saved up, because I wanted a convertible 280 SL Mercedes. And so I saved up, and I bought one. A beautiful petrol blue one. And here you could see me driving down the road. And when I stopped at the robot, I would look around to see who's looking at me. You see, I didn't want the car. I wanted the recognition, the validation, the significance. I don't know if you can relate to that. Here's the real problem. Within 5 months, it was just another car. But now I had big insurance, big service costs, 3-4 times more than my normal vehicle used to cost me. So what is it that you really, really, really want? Do you want the means goals, the car, the jewelry, the clothing? Or do you want the ends goals, the feeling, the passion, the love, the joy, the peace, the happiness? Think about that. Because they go down 2 different paths. One ends up spending your life and getting to a dead end where you wake up one day and saying, what's this all been for? What's life really about? I mean, is this really all that life is about? The other path is about a rich, joyous, joyful, rewarding, incredible journey of discovery, of experience, of adding value, of service, of pleasure, of passion. And that leads to true joy and peace. Which do you want? The materialistic means goals? Or do you want the real powerful, potent, enduring ends goals? So that now you've got some kind of an idea of the kind of focus that you should have of means versus ends goals. Let me tell you a little bit more about the wisdom that I discovered from these wealthy people coming to buy their cars. The biggest wisdom was about a balance in life. Yeah, I've worked hard. I've put up your hand. If you've worked long hours with no balance, you've been away from family. And even when I coach my executives, I ask them, what's important in your life? And they say, my family. And I say, well, let's look at your time allocation versus your work versus family. Do you think the kids and mom and your loved ones want more money or more dad or more mom? And 9 times out of 10, they want more dad or mom. The money is not the important part. It's the relationship, it's the love, it's the care, it's the connection. So for me, the thing was about a balance of life. And I set up on a journey, and I researched, and I spent time, and I've traveled the world. I've been in front of super wealthy people, millionaires and billionaires, and I've distilled down everything that I've come across into a framework and a system that ensures success real success, with means and ends, so you can have a bit of both worlds. I call it Lifeshift Formula 1 because WON, when you reverse it, goes NOW. Power of now. So all you have is now, 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 now. How are you living in your now? Many people live in the past, wanting, wishing that they could have changed something. Many people live in their future, hoping and expecting or fearing. You can't change the past, you can only change the meaning and the perception about it and the story. And I'll tell you about a proactive memory rewriting story a little bit later. You can't change the future, you can influence what it could possibly be, whether it's detrimental or exponential. But all you really have is this moment right now. How are you doing in this moment of now? Are you utilizing it fully? Are you showing up with love and laughter and lightness? Or are you in duress and distress? Do you come into a group and bring love and light and energy? I always say everybody brings happiness. Some by coming into the room and some by leaving the room. Which one are you? Do you bring happiness by arrival or do you bring happiness by departure? And so for us, many people, we're unconscious of what's happening. And so I've designed a system, a framework that covers 6 areas of your life that will help you balance and fill out and create an incredible experience that one day when you do decide to leave this earth, you will have lived an incredible, powerful, valuable, worthwhile life. So let me tell you a little bit about Formula 1. I discovered in my journey that your mindset is so important in creating a better quality of life. The challenge is we don't have formal education on how to get a good or the right kind of mindset that ensures success. And so I've discovered through extensive research that there are 20 qualities of mindset that if you have got them, they make you up to 7 times more valuable in the organizational business workplace. Because that's a large portion of our source of revenue, of income and of value exchange. You know, we add value and in exchange we get money or other resources. So if you're going to go out into the world, you need to know that you have the right mindset, that you've got those top 20 qualities in order, and you come and you bring gobs of them when you go to your interview or you have a business or you're going to employ people. So the first part of the framework is MindShift. It's understanding how the mind works, how it operates, the kind of thought viruses that people get. You know, we have antivirus for our computer, but who's your thought virus for here? And so that's what my system is. It sets up a situation where you're awake, you're aware, and you're conscious. You become your own antivirus. But in the beginning, I have to help you to be that antivirus. And so that's MindShift, is getting you to understand more about this biological computer. So if you imagine a racing car, you've got the 2 front wheels, the 2 back wheels, the steering wheel and the motor. MindShift is the front right wheel. So let's go to the front left wheel, and that's HeartShift. Understanding how we think, how we feel, how we act, about relationships, about emotions, about past, about betrayal and hurt, about baggage. And here's the truth. Most people that I encounter are carrying baggage. Some come with a little handbag of baggage, some with a haversack of baggage, some have got pantechnicons of baggage that they bring along. You know, you meet those people, it's like the first thing that they put out onto the table. So HeartShift is about clearing, resolving, unhooking, and getting rid of that emotional static, so that all that power that you have from the past that's been drained, all that energy that's been drained, you can get it back for now, back to your power of now. And so it's been able to take past issues and baggage and static and turn it into wisdom, so it has positive meaning and encourages and inspires you rather than dragging you down and keeping you away from your love and your dreams and being fully present in the world. So that's HeartShift. The steering wheel part of the system is LeaderShift. We know from research that 90% of leaders or 70% of leaders aren't. But are you a leader in your own life, in your family? How do you show up in the world? Do you understand your top 5 values in order for work, for life, for business, for team, for relationships? Most people have got no idea of the top values that drive their decision making. They've got no idea of their values hierarchy and how that impacts how you make choices, how you make decisions. And we know that part of the brain makes decisions up to 7 seconds listen to this, part of your brain makes decisions for you up to 7 seconds before you are consciously aware of them. And that is based on your programming internally in your mind, plus your past, your history, your baggage, your memories. So if you know how to operate those and manage those by using your LeaderShift and getting clarity on what it is that you're going for, where you are going, what are your values, how do those relate to decision making, and then getting clear, where am I going, what am I here to achieve, and setting up self-leadership, that you have integrity, freedom, love, abundance, peace and joy as part of the journey as you go. But if you're going to be successful, it's not going to be through passive watching, following poor me. It's going to be through powerful self-awareness, self-choice, new decisions, positive action, which means self-leadership. So whether it's a front right wheel, MindShift, front left wheel, HeartShift, steering wheel, LeaderShift, the right back wheel is HealthShift. I don't know about for you, but I've discovered that health is very important. And the problem is most people use their health to get their wealth. And then when they've got the money, they want to use their wealth to buy their health. But it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. It's too late. So understanding with all the new science and technologies, how to look after yourself, the kind of stuff that you're putting into your body, the kind of things that you need to be aware of around you that are impacting you and affecting you. There are certain things that you need to do pertaining to your body's pH. We know through the work around stress, that stress exacerbates and activates illness. And I know my research shows that most people are very high levels of chronic stress. So understanding how to manage that stress, reduce it, and then how to get your body's pH right. But this vehicle is the only one you have. It's like this racing car. If it's not on peak performance, you're not going to be successful. And as I hear that motorbike racing, you're not going to be a high performance vehicle. So how do you look after this vehicle? How to make sure that you're in shape, physically, with enough energy, with the right kind of sleep. So that's bringing all the new understandings around why health is important, and little things, simple steps, baby steps that you can take every day to ensure incremental and irrevocable steps and moves towards a healthy quality of lifestyle. That's HealthShift, right back wheel. Left back wheel is WealthShift. Now you probably spend, I'm assuming 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week getting ready, traveling and working to get your money, to get the materials, the means, so that you can have those ends goals. You probably are paying 20, 30, 40, 50% in tax back to the government. So you're possibly working at least 10 days a month just for the taxman, for your government. Think about that. You're working half of your life to pay for your government. Sure, we all got to pay tax, so we have services and resources, but there are ways of optimizing that. And so WealthShift is about mechanisms and processes of building wealth, multiple streams of income, optimizing your wealth, understanding the consequences of things that are happening around us. How do you preserve and protect and nurture what you do have as resources so that you can build a war chest, a savings chest, and how you can make sure in the longer term you have sufficient resources. Because imagine this, imagine if you lived to 100. Think of the oldest person that you know right now. In my workshops and team buildings, without question, there's somebody over 95, between 95 and 100, that someone in the room knows is alive. We're living longer. The challenge is, how do you fund from your 60 or 65 retirement age to 90, 95? Because in those days, if you haven't looked after your health, you're not going to have much wealth. And so you need to make sure that your health enables you to have a good quality of life beyond your 60, 65s. But most of all, you need to make sure that you have the resources to support that lifestyle and any kind of medical requirements that you're going to have, because medical aid costs the earth and hospitals and doctors charge millions. So all of the mechanisms, the material, the machines, the means of how do you build adding value, whether it's books or digital marketing or investment, it's starting to get you to think around and understanding the lingo of the gringo in the world of wealth and abundance and prosperity. That's WealthShift, left back wheel. Step back to your motor, to your engine. The driving force, the driving power is action shift. all the thoughts in the world, all the great heart in the world, all the understanding of where you want to go in the world, having these tires and everything has no value if you do not take active, proactive, irrevocable, fiercely focused action every single day. I've been busy for a large part of my life, and here's an acknowledgement. If I had focused, I would have been in the billionaire stakes. But I've dabbled and I've messed around and I've spent time and I've fiddled and I've gone up and down and around and back and forth. And so I've spent a lot of my time frittering away my resource that I needed, which was energy and time and that focus, that fierce focus in moving to one direction. And the people that I know that are wealthy, they don't do 100,000 things or 10,000 things. They focus. They have fierce focus. And a friend of mine, Frikkie van Kruinberg, a very wise guy, once said to me one day, if there's an elephant 100 meters away from you coming at you, what do you want, a rifle with one shot, or do you want a shotgun? And I thought about it. And it's the same with success. That goal that you're going for that's in the distance. Do you want some kind of wide spray shotgun, or do you want one fiercely focused bullet that's going to get your target? And so Action Shift is about clarity, it's about focus, it's about irrevocable steps, every single day, incremental steps moving you towards the goal. And within that process, we have a thing called a Gladiator accountability protocol. Most of us know what we need to do. We don't do what we know because we don't feel like it, or we don't have clarity of the next steps, or the plan that we have is just way too big and overwhelming and we haven't chunked it down small enough. And so the Gladiator Activation Protocol, you'll love when you see it. It guarantees that you will focus and you will take action towards a meaningful goal. And that's all I'm going to say about it. When I did it, it was life transforming. It got me to do stuff that I'd vowed I'd never do on a mental basis. It got me to break through stuff on an emotional basis that had blocked me from happiness and peace and joy with my family for more than 8 years. But I took that protocol, I took that process, and I turbocharged it and amplified it so that you can grab a peer coach. You can have somebody coaching. You don't need me at 2,000 Rand an hour or 3,000 Rand an hour to coach you. You can have somebody, one of your friends, coach you and set up accountability, but that you'll take absolutely fiercely focused, swift action. And the swift action comes from my book, which will be released soon. And the swift is strategic and strengths-based. So much I did wasn't strategically aligned with going towards my goal. And so I'm sharing my wisdom of how I wasted time, wasted 5, 10, 15, 20 years of life I had fun, but I could have been a whole lot further had I been strategic and focused on my strengths. That's what there is from Swift. The W is about win-win. Making sure that your integrity is good, that when you win, other people win too. It's not a win-lose situation in an environment and business and a process. That's the W. The I is about with integrity, irrevocable, and incremental. Every single day, just one step closer, one step guaranteed closer, you can then achieve your goals and dreams. SWIF, fun. You've got to have fun. Fun brings energy to the system, but also it's about focusing on bringing freedom, time freedom, money freedom, and freedom in a positive, powerful, potent relationship that you can feel loved and feel joyous, and you're free to be yourself, to be authentic, to be real. SWIFT, truthful, trustworthy, transformational. What are you going to leave the world when you pass on? What kind of legacy are you going to leave? How do you show up? Are you trustworthy? Think about that. What do people say behind your back? Not the rats and the mice. People that matter, people that count, people that have integrity. How do you show up in the world? When you look in the mirror, do you know that your integrity is 100% good? Or are there a few little areas that you might have skimped on? And so SWIFT is about swift success. It's about meaningful, worthwhile, valuable success that brings benefits for all, not just one shareholder, but all of your stakeholders. And so that's the framework of Lifeshift, MindShift, HeartShift, LeaderShift, HealthShift, WealthShift, and Action Shift. And with that framework, it's a holistic and a balanced approach. I see so many people, they're getting books or workshops or they're doing stuff that only addresses one thin sliver. And that's like having one wheel working nicely and the others are all out of alignment, and you're wobbling and then you get your car shaking like this when stuff's out of alignment. And I've seen many people crash and burn like that. Life is a simple process. We make it complex with all of the things and the choices and the thinking and the process and the baggage that we carry and the kind of stuff we do to this incredible vehicle. My LifeShift Formula 1 is designed to take my wisdom plus my research, my 40-something years of research, development, testing, and distill it down into 6 one-hour interactions where I share the distilled wisdom down. It works. It's focused. It's clear. It's actionable stuff that you can use to start to build a foundation of a much better quality of life. You could spend thousands of rands. You could spend hundreds of hours trying to find the right stuff. What I've done with my LifeShift Formula 1 is I've taken my life's wisdom and knowledge and I've distilled it down into 6 times 1 hour interviews for each of those areas that gets you a fast start in creating a platform to have an incredible quality of life. And I'm inviting you to come along and join us and join our Success Activators tribe, where we start to build a life with results beyond reasons. We show up with passion and love and joy, but it's a holistic and balanced and worthwhile life. And if that resonates with you, fill in the form, come and see me, get our information, and start to take action today. You're insuring your household goods, your medical, your car. It's time to ensure your greatness and your success. Thank you for your time. I'm Tony Dovale, founder of Life Masters, author of Swift Success, and developer of the LifeShift Formula 1 system. I look forward to seeing you on the fast track. Bye.